It is week 7 of the LCS with coverage brought to you by Alienware here on the second day as we're headed into the final round robin. C9 just had a very convincing win against CLG. I'm joined by Vulcan for what we believe might be my first interview with him this split. How you doing, Vulcan?
Been better. I'm all right though. After a win, always feels a little bit better than before. But I guess it's been a rough couple of weeks for us and losing games that we're not supposed to, right? So, yeah, it is what it is. We're trying to figure out our things, but I'm fine. I'm good.
Does it help you feel any better knowing that it seems like all the other top teams are also losing games they're not supposed to?
Yeah, I think the most recent times when we lost to like a bottom tier team or a team that we consider weaker than us, we'd played before, and then after that we're like, damn, we're really boosted. We're going to be really far away from the first place now. But then TSM loses, Hornets loses, and yesterday EG also lost. So
yes.
that was like a good.
TL's the only one that snuck through.
Sorry?
I said TL's the only one that snuck through yesterday.
True.
Yes. Yeah. So, okay, you guys are currently 10-10, recovered from your losing record yesterday with today's win. So, I know everybody's asking this question, but I got to ask it. What's going on? Is this the C9 summer slump again? Are you worried? Is this like flashbacks to last year?
A little bit. Yeah, I think it feels a bit similar, but at the same time, I think last year we had a problem where our scrims were not being used very efficiently, and it felt like we weren't quite sure what our problems were or how to address them, and our scrims didn't feel like we were using them in the right way to fix those issues. But I feel like this year it's very different because the problems have been happening early in the split compared to last year. Because last year we went 9-0 in the first half of summer split, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Whereas this year we were struggling like a bit earlier, so we were kind of made aware earlier. And yeah, I mean there's some similarities for sure, but for like the what's going on part, I think it's just I'm not gonna say it's just because I feel like it's kind of confusing to us what's going on, but we're having like these random moments, or like yesterday the game was like completely won for us, right, when we died mid with Baron and Soul. So it's just like, I don't want to say random hoopsies, but it's like kind of hard things to practice, or like I don't know if that makes sense, but it's like it's the kind of thing that just happens randomly. I mean, you can for sure work on it, and we should be like more aware of what fights we want to take, and that in that fight we were getting engaged on in a bad spot, and we just lost instantly. That's like the general concept, but it's the kind of things that it's hard to really avoid or like make sure that it's consistently never happening, right? So yeah, I mean, it feels like it's a lot of things like that. So we've been trying to have more discipline in our scrims and try to kind of imitate stage experience when we're playing scrims, so that we don't go completely animal fiesta in scrims and then we go on stage and the game is like 1 kill at 20 minutes and we're confused.
Right.
So that's been mostly just trying to have similar scrims than the stage games.
So as I mentioned previously, 10-10 in the summer. Obviously, standings are a little bit better because of your spring performance. Do you feel like the sort of middle of the pack place that your summer score would place you, is that an accurate representation, or do you think you are a lot better than that, or do you think right now Cloud9 is just a very average team in the LCS?
I do think we're a lot better than our record shows. I do think the games that we lost to like FlyQuest, Immortals, Golden Guardians, I think that was the first game of the split maybe, or like very early on when we lost to Golden Guardians. That was like also a game that was completely won. I think those games, if we played a best of 3, we would win those. And yeah, I mean we lost, right, and like it's it's a best of 1, but for sure. But we still have to go out there and win those games and make sure that we can be consistent. So that's on us. But I do think that we're just better than our record shows. And this week we had scrims versus some of the top teams in the league, and they went pretty well compared to before. I think we've been having better scrims and better practice. And even though we lost yesterday, I still feel like we're on the upward trend. And yeah, I'm hopeful for the playoffs.
So are you guys able to keep that mental situation in a good place? Because as you said, I think a lot of people do think, okay, well, once you get Cloud9 into like a best of 5, for instance, they're going to do a lot better. But you unfortunately are plagued by these best of 1s where perhaps things do just feel wonky. And certainly it feels like there's a lot of volatility in League right now where you've got top teams just losing best of ones. So I don't know how much that impacts the team's sort of mental situation, or if you guys are able to be like, okay, we lost that, but like we are better than that loss.
I'd say, I mean, I was angry yesterday after the loss, and I think most of us were, because I mean, in my opinion, it's embarrassing to lose to a team that we have, I don't know, 10 times the salary that they do, and the like caliber of our players, I feel like, is so much higher, and we should never lose to teams that I think we're so much better than, and like not only individual players, but I think even as a team, we play better, we have better macro, and it just looks bad for us to lose like that, and especially the way that we lost. Like, it's not like they cheesed us or they didn't do like anything funny or didn't pick a cheesy comp or something. We just lost like a normal game of League of Legends, and that makes me upset to lose to teams like that. So yeah, but for the mental part, like, yeah, it makes us angry, but it didn't affect my performance today, or no one brings like a baggage or grudges over from games like that. And
yeah,
that's the most important, I think.
It's interesting that you mentioned the salary side, because like this is definitely the first year where I feel like you've had just like such an incredibly extreme difference in salaries, right? Where there's like many multiples of difference between what the bottom teams are spending on the top. So is that something you think about sometimes? You're like, this is like a budget roster. These guys shouldn't be able to have the record that they have or something, or
Yeah, I mean, but I think not always, but most of the time, salaries are kind of representative of a skill of a player, or at least like a skill when the salary got negotiated.
Yeah.
I guess. So it should mean that if you're making that much more money, then you should be maybe not that much better, but you should be at least better than the other players. And then especially if you have like 5 players that make more, then yeah. But I mean, it's not something I think about too much. It's just something I just said right now. But
yeah,
I mostly just think about how like we're better than them, and we should be winning.
The frustration, you said you're angry, a lot of the other team members are angry after a loss like that. Is there any beef between any of you guys, like whenever that stuff happens? I don't know if you guys are venting. I interviewed Speak a couple weeks ago, and he was saying it's a fine line sometimes between you really want to win and you're expressing criticism versus you're being toxic. So I don't know, how does that manage behind the scenes at Cloud9? Are you guys tempers flaring?
No, I don't think it's that bad to the point where we're toxic. I think, well, after losses, I don't really want to say too much, because I feel like I'll end up regretting those things, because I'll be very emotional after the fact. So I'd rather like take a step back and then talk criticism like a few hours later when we do our review and stuff like that. Because I wouldn't want for grudges or beef, like you said, to come up. So no, I don't think it's like really a thing. We are very critical of ourselves and the teammates, but I wouldn't say it's to the point where we're toxic to each other. I think we're still enjoying playing with each other and just having fun. So
yeah,
it's still fine.
All right. Well, hey, thank you so much for the interview. Looking forward to seeing you guys turn it around. I know many people believe that you still will. Is there anything you want to say to any of the fans out there?
Yeah, sorry for the string of games to the C9 fans. We obviously hope to do much better, and I think that we will. So just keep tuning in and keep cheering for us, and we'll do much better.
Thank you so much, Vulcan, for the interview. And for everyone else, you can check out the rest of my coverage of all things LCS right here on my YouTube channel. Hey, thanks so much for watching that video. If you are watching this, because a lot of these videos are coming out on the 21st of July or earlier, there's still time to head over to alienware.com/Travis, click the banner at the top, and look at their Black Friday in July sales. But if not, there's still some great deals over there. They always make amazing products. And you can also still sign up for Alienware Arena, which is, of course, a great help for me when you sign up for it. And there's some great deals over there that you can get as being a member of Alienware Arena. It's free to join. And they do some cool giveaways of some games and stuff, too. So there's just a bunch of perks for signing up, and that does help. Also, be sure to subscribe, because you might see some names running below me. I don't know. I'm pointing at maybe we've gone over time. Maybe now they're gone. But you might have seen them earlier. And there's a chance to get your name on that marquee if you subscribe. So thanks so much for watching.